Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made a Disney's Moana inspired costume for my cousin's 5th birthday. Depending on your sewing experience, this project may take a couple of hours to a day to complete, but this was super fun to do, so keep watching to see the whole process. Fabric choice is definitely key to making this whole project look good. I went to Island Fabrics in downtown LA and chose a beautiful printed fabric that'll be the focus of the look, and I also found fabrics that'll complement it well. You can also find trim to customize your look and add your own flair to it, and of course you're going to need your basic sewing notions and elastic for the skirt. To make the pattern for the skirt, you're going to go by this formula. And make sure you know the measurements of whoever you're making the Moana costume for. I went by my cousin's measurements, and then from that number you get, that is the number you will be working with. So definitely pause this clip after it's done so you can take a look at it. My radius came out to be 3.18 inches, so I took a ruler and marked 1/4 of that circle at the edge of the pattern paper, and I also determined the length of my skirt, so I went down 18 inches and marked all around. Next, you're going to fold your lining fabric into fourths and then place the pattern right on top of it near the edge, and then you're just going to cut it out. After you've cut it out, then you can open up your circle skirt and it should look nice and full like this. Next, you're going to make your waistband casing, and it should fit around your elastic band. The elastic length can be determined by the person's waist minus a couple inches since the elastic will stretch. After you've determined your waistband, then you're going to sew the edges together. And then you're going to fold it over once and attach it to your skirt. When sewing it down, make sure to keep a 1-inch opening so you can fit your elastic through. Once you've fed your elastic through the casing, you're going to want to sew your elastic together and cut off any excess. Make sure you sew down the opening that you fed your elastic through, and then after that, your skirt will be finished. Next, I'm going to be cutting out the top, and I used an old pattern that I made a long time ago, but I can put a link down below on where you can find some patterns for the top, and you can also do this by taking an existing top and tracing around it as well. For my top, I wanted the front pieces to overlap, so what I did was cut out 2 front pieces and folded it at a diagonal mirroring each other. Then I sewed along that edge, and then after I placed them on top of each other, then sewed along the sides to connect the top together. Next, I've hemmed the neckline and the bottom of the top for a cleaner look. Next, I connected the front and back part of my top, so what I did was face them right sides together and sewed along the sides. For the second part of the skirt, I just placed my skirt lining on top of that main pattern fabric and traced around it like a trapezoid. Then I just hemmed it all around. I have also cut out a piece of burlap in the same shape to add onto the skirt, and you can also add some trim to it. To complete the skirt, I also created a belt to be tied around my cousin's waist so it can be adjusted easily. Once you've cut out the belt to your desired measurements, fold it over once and sew along the edge. Then you're going to flip that piece inside out and iron it flat. Connect the belt to the top of that skirt and sew. With the fabric I had left over, I made a pair of Minnie Mouse ears to match the costume. But I will not be showing it in this tutorial, I will be posting that another time.
Happy birthday to you!
Moana Moana is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time, so I'm glad I got to be able to design and add my own flair to her costume. And I know Romy loved it because she wore it all afternoon and night and she looked like a real Disney princess. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you make your own Moana costume as well.